On Global TV News Prime, Tinubu unveils employment program in business. WTO forecasts 1.5% shrink in global trade. And on the foreign scene, French roll with Algeria escalates further with tit-for-tat explosions. In sport, Warriors and Magic seals NBA playoff sport. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime and Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. To the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has officially launched the Labour Employment and Empowerment Program, LEAP, a new national initiative aimed at creating at least 2.5 million sustainable jobs within 2 years and transforming the Ministry of Labour and Employment into a job-creating powerhouse. Tinubu, at the program's launch in Abuja, declared LEAP as the administration's most comprehensive response yet to the mounting challenge of youth unemployment and the disruptive forces reshaping the global labor market. Represented by Vice President Shettima Kashim, he says, in the face of the digital revolution that is rendering traditional jobs obsolete, the future depends on how well they equip the people to not just survive, but to lead in this new world. Youth involvement in crime is on the rise, and the growing trend is sparking serious concerns across the nation. From petty theft to cyber fraud and violent offenses, the signs are becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, was on the streets of Owerri, and she reports.
We move into the streets of Owerri. The streets echo with conversations about the root causes. Many residents blame widespread unemployment, deepening poverty, and the pressure to keep up with peers. Others point to the relentless pursuit of quick money as a dangerous motivator, leading young people astray.
Poverty, unemployment, they've been addicted to drug or drug abuse, and also societal negligence.
The hardship in the country is one of the major reasons why youths go into crime. Another angle is also when pressure group trying to meet up with some certain things that life can offer makes youth go into crime.
Well, nowadays, youth don't want to work. They are looking for sharp money. So most of them go into money rituals, they do Yahoo, some are doing runs. The new name they are calling now is hookup girls.
Public affairs analyst Fidel Onyeneke says the solution lies in targeted policies that empower the youth, giving them opportunities to thrive within the system rather than outside it.
We have not mainstreamed the activities and development of youth in our governance, act of governance, in our policies and so on. There are certain policies that we are supposed to make that will make the youth appreciate the fact that they are part of the society. Regrettably and unfortunately, such policies are not being implemented, even when we have them in the country. For any society to make it, for any government to achieve anything, you must mainstream the development of youth in the act of governance.
Traditional ruler of Avon Autonomous Community, Eze Mike Okere, believes tackling drug abuse and engaging young people in meaningful ventures are critical steps in addressing the crisis.
If you want to curtail crime in the society, first thing, curtail drug. So once we can curtail the amount of drug coming into the society, you see, the boys will go sober. And there are a lot of ways to rehabilitate these youths. It's a very simple way. You can rehabilitate them. Take them, I told you, you can rehabilitate these children. Take them, give them vocational training, mentoring training, craft so many things, and at the end of the day, they can come out becoming good people.
Addressing youth crime means more than just an arrest. It requires mentorship, job creation, and a society that gives its youth a reason to believe. In Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV.
11 people have been confirmed dead, with several others missing following a late-night attack in Otobi Akpa, a community in Otukpo local government area of Benue State. Gunmen reportedly opened fire on residents and set home ablaze. Governor Hyacinthe Alia disclosed this to newsmen at the government house in Makurdi while expressing grief over the incident. Felicity Ndere reports.
The prolonged insecurity in Benue State continues to plague local communities. Otobi Akpa in Otukpo local government is the latest to come under attack, largely by suspected herdsmen. Governor Hyacinthe Alia confirmed the death of 11 persons, with others still unaccounted for, describing the situation as devastating.
Can we say that this correlates what is happening in Plateau? We've had a number of attacks, but I can say for certain that what we see in the front lines now, Nate, the horrible, terrible fighters are in the front lines. They come and they kill any person, irrespective of ethnicity, on their way. So they kill them, all the residents run away, they go back a few weeks, and then they come in full-fledged for occupation. This is land grabbing.
The governor, in his lamenting state, described the incident as horrific and heartbreaking, saying many parts of the community have been deserted after the attackers overwhelmed residents.
It's reported by the very victims that it is the armed herders who came to attack them. What I know for the record is we're now realizing that there was some bit of a threat that came out. Someone sent a message, one of the claimed herders who had lived down there with the people for a very long time, for some reason sent out some message to one of his friends, an indigenous friend, that they were going to attack. And yesterday it happened. We've been having challenges with this axis. If you hear of any kidnapping by Otukpo local government, this is the axis. We are experiencing the new face of these attacks.
Governor Alia assured the public that search and rescue efforts are ongoing. He therefore called on residents to remain vigilant and to report any suspicious activities to the police, military and local vigilante groups. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
The factional chairman of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, El Jibril Doguwa, has defended the recent visit of the APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje by some members of the party as a deliberate attempt in the best interest of the party. Addressing the news conference, Doguwa says the party leadership in Kano is fully aware of the visit to Ganduje by Kawu Sumailia-led group. Global TV correspondent Idris Jubril reports. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, says that militancy, kidnapping and other social vices in the country will drastically reduce if the federal and the subnational government creates jobs for the citizenry. It also advised that the government creates sustainable and not casual jobs which pay would not sustain a worker for a month. Speaking at the official launch of the Labour Employment and Empowerment Program, LEAP, in Abuja, the NLC president, Joe Ajero, says employment remains the best way to cope with social economic crisis in the country. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, has directed the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency NIMASA to commence the process that will lead to the long-awaited disbursement of the Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund. The fund has suffered over 2 decades of administrative stagnation, and the directive ushers in a new era of strategic repositioning of Nigerians' indigenous shipping. The disbursement of the CVFF will represent not just the release of funds, but a commitment to empowering Nigerian maritime operators, bolstering national competitiveness, and fostering sustainable economic development. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) Governors Forum has expressed solidarity with suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara amid his ongoing ordeal, including the suspension and the declaration of a state of emergency. The governors who met in Ibadan, Oyo State capital, urged the federal government to address the alarming insecurity across the country. Ramsin Eno Agbo has details.
It is a convergence of state executives under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, and they have converged on Nigeria's southwest political capital, Ibadan, to deliberate on how best to reposition the nation's major opposition party ahead of future elections. The governors went into a closed-door meeting, after which they briefed the e-newsmen on the outcome of the resolutions reached during their meetings.
Speculation about the possible merger of political parties, groups, and/or associations, the forum resolved that the PDP will not join any coalition or merger. However, the PDP, as a major opposition party, welcomes any party, persons, or groups that are willing to join it with a view to wresting power and enthroning good leadership in 2027.
In addition, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) governors addressed issues relating to the smooth running of its party, while it also lamented what it termed the worsening security situation in parts of the country, calling on the federal government to look into the matter and check the needless loss of innocent lives.
The forum finds alarming the worsening security situation in the country, as evidenced in parts of the country, especially Borno, Plateau, Katsina, and Edo states. The forum calls for the review and reordering of priorities and strategies, including adopting a bottom-up template that guarantees the subnationals to constitute an effective line of defense against security breaches.
Present at the meeting were host Governor Sheyi Makinde, Governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, Peter Mba of Enugu State, Agbu Kefat of Taraba State, Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State, amongst others, while governors of Delta and Akwa Ibom states were represented by their deputies. Ramsey Enoch Agbo reporting for Global TV News.
Plateau State Governor Caleb Mufwang has vowed that the killers and sponsors responsible for the attacks in Bassa communities and other parts of the state will not go unpunished. He said troops and security personnel have been deployed and reinforced in vulnerable communities. Mufwang said to restore calm and strengthen vigilance, the governor announced a restriction on night grazing and a ban on transportation of cattle by vehicle in the state after 7 p.m., effective on 16th April. He also announced the restriction on the use of motorcycles from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. across the state until further notice. Imo State government says it is strengthening its healthcare sector by prioritizing the training and additional reorientation of frontline health workers. In this special report, Global TV's Almarachi Ibe speaks with the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Success Prosper, on the state's ongoing reforms to improve primary healthcare delivery systems. Here is our report.
Out of renewed efforts to revamp healthcare services across Imo State, the Imo State government has launched a robust capacity building program for frontline health workers in primary healthcare centers. The head commissioner, Dr. Prosper Onyara, says the initiative is not only improving technical competence but also instilling professionalism and service discipline. According to him, the program adopts a train-the-trainers model, allowing selected health workers to receive intensive training and return to their various centers to replicate the knowledge, ensuring statewide impact, especially at the grassroots.
We have also embarked, because capacity building is one of the things that we really need to understand that will help the health sector. So we embarked on capacity building of frontline health workers. This capacity building is not just for those who will be there. There will also be cascade capacity building. Those who have attended capacity building will go back to their health centers and do that.
Beyond technical skills, the initiative also targets behavioral issues. Dr. Onyara revealed that in the past, some health workers were seen engaging in inappropriate conduct, such as selling groundnuts during official hours. He emphasized that the government is addressing these challenges through continuous training, effective monitoring, and a renewed sense of accountability within the sector.
Changed the attitudinal behavior towards health care. In the past, when you go to some primary health centers, you see health workers selling granules and everything. But today, health workers are health workers for what they are in Imo State.
Dr. Onyara reaffirms the government's commitment to building a responsive and disciplined health system capable of delivering accessible, efficient, and people-centered services across Imo communities. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, Global TV News.
A decisive step to enhance emergency response capabilities and strengthen community safety. The Nigerian Air Force has unveiled the first batch of its newly upgraded fire tenders. The commissioning ceremony, which took place in Abuja, marked the official rollout of 8 fully modernized fire trucks as part of a broader initiative to upgrade 19 units across the service. Ogochukwu Mobono has the details.
Speaking at the event, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, described the feat as a demonstration of NFA's commitment to both national defense and humanitarian support. He says the fire tenders were upgraded through a comprehensive technical overhaul conducted by Messrs. Aphrodite Global Services Limited. Take 2. He says the fire tenders were upgraded through a comprehensive technical overhaul conducted by Messrs. Aphrodite Global Service Limited, an indigenous engineering firm. The upgrades incorporated higher capacity components and cutting-edge firefighting system designed to extend vehicle lifespan and significantly enhance operational efficiency. The Air Chief says the initiative includes the reactivation of the fire maintenance team across all Nigerian Air Force fire stations. This move is aimed at promoting a robust maintenance culture, enhancing technical capacity, and ensuring long-term functionality of critical emergency equipment. Air Marshal Abubakar further reaffirmed the NAF's enduring commitment to both military readiness and civil protection, tying the milestone to his overarching command philosophy. He also revealed that a key part of the ongoing safety reforms is a comprehensive overhaul of fire safety system and the development of a centralized monitoring framework. This, he said, is intended to improve compliance, enable early risk identification, and support evidence-based decision-making across the service. This development further illustrates the Nigerian Air Force's evolving strategy of combining operational effectiveness with community resilience and emergency preparedness.
The House of Representatives ad hoc committee on Rivers State oversight has invited the Rivers State sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibogete Ibas, retired, to appear before it on April 17, 2025. Following the declaration of emergency rule in Rivers State by President Bola Tinubu and the subsequent appointment of Admiral Ibas to oversee the running of the state for an initial period of 6 months, the National Assembly, citing Section 11 of the Constitution, resolved to take up the sole roll of the suspended Rivers State Assembly. Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas inaugurated the 21-member committee chaired by the House of Representatives leader, Professor Julius Ihobere, to take up the responsibility and charge members against bias and partisanship. In business, the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, says global goods trade is expected to fall by anywhere between 0.2 and 1.5% this year, depending on how United States President Donald Trump's tariff plays out. Uyi Agbomofuegbe has the rest of the story.
European Ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Gotay Mignot, commended ongoing efforts to reposition Nigeria's mining sector, noting that the EU delegation seeks to better understand the industry and explore areas of mutual interest and collaboration.
The mapping exercise. So, and as you know, the European Union delegation works very closely with the member states' embassies. A little bit of coordinating role and exchanging information, and so yes, very eager to learn more about this sector in Nigeria and how we can try to find common opportunities.
Nigeria's Quadri Aruna will face a familiar foe on 16th April as he seeks to end a 4-match losing streak against Sweden's Anton Karlberg in a decisive ground stage clash at the 2025 ITTF World Cup in Macau, China. Aruna is aiming to reach the knockout stage of the showpiece event for the first time since 2014. It has been previously reported that he opened his campaign with 3-1 victory over Benin Republic's Abdelkabil Salifo, despite struggling with a hamstring. Despite reaching the 2025 Basketball African League playoffs with a game to spare Rivers Hoopers coach Ogo Odaudu says the Nigerian champions still have some work to do to reach their target at the tournament in South Africa in June. Rivers Hoopers closed out at their Kahari Conference campaign on Sunday with an emphatic 79-59 win over Stade Malien, ending the series 4-2, but the coach isn't satisfied, having set a target that is higher than their third-place finish from the other games. As Global TV News comes to an end, let's take a look at our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has officially launched the Labour Employment and Empowerment Program, LEAP, a new national initiative aimed at creating at least 2.5 million sustainable jobs within 2 years and transforming the Ministry of Labour and Employment into a job-creating powerhouse. In business, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, says global goods trade is expected to fall by anywhere between 0.2 and 1.5% this year, depending on how United States President Donald Trump's tariff play out. On the foreign scene, France has recalled its ambassador to Algeria and ordered 12 Algerian diplomats to leave Paris as a diplomatic role escalated. And in sports, despite reaching the 2025 Basketball African League playoffs with a game to spare, Rivers Hoopers coach Ogo Odaudu says the Nigerian champions still have some work to do to reach their target at the tournament in South Africa in June. And that's it on Global TV News Prime. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen using at Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.